Coin on.
Hey there, YouTube coin community. This is Dustin with CoinOp. Today, I want to talk about misplaced mint mark varieties. But first, I wanted to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to everybody who participated in the live stream that I did Wednesday. That was our first live stream. I had no idea what to expect. I just opened it up for question and answers. Now, every Wednesday from this point on, we will be doing a live stream between 8 and 9 o'clock. I will try to end it at 9 o'clock. Sometimes it might go a little bit beyond that. But for the other YouTubers that also have live streams, I'd like to make sure they can get their stuff scheduled and not overlap anybody else. And anyhow, I wanted to give a shout out to the people that donated money to the channel during the live stream. I do not ask people for donations. That is not something that I like to do here on the channel. We do have a Patreon account set up if people do want to financially donate. We will not stop you, but it is not something that I like to ask or beg for. I've never been one of those ones that likes to go on to YouTube, Kickstarter, or any of those stuff and beg people for money. But if you do decide to donate money, we'd like to do something to compensate you for that. So at the beginning of each of our videos, anytime we do a live stream, if people use the super chat feature and they donate money, I don't care what dollar amount, you will get a shout out in the next video. And I will also have a little thing play like at the beginning of this one that gives a shout out to all the people who sponsored us through the super chat. So I would like to give a shout out to Billy Reese, Victor Rascon, Jackie Spangler, Coin Collecting Hobby, SJ's Mixed Adventures, which is Sylvia, Bree Hamblin, and I'd like to thank all of you for donating to the channel. Now, I did come up with, just came up with this last night, and we're going to implement this starting on the next live stream, which will be Wednesday. On our next live stream, I'm going to have a little incentive, so if somebody does leave a super chat, you will get something out of it. So I'll post that up there so you can see it, but I will talk about that during the next live stream. In the meantime, let's dive right on in to looking at some misplaced mint mark varieties. Okay, we are going to get into some of the misplaced mint mark varieties. Now, there are misplaced mint mark varieties for most of our denominations, so if you would like more information, I do suggest doing a little bit of Google searches. I will post links to various websites that you can find more information down in the comments. Now, what a misplaced mint mark is, when you find a mint mark or remnants of a mint mark that is just not at all in the generalized area that the mint mark should be in. Misplaced mint marks are typically caused by the removing of the previous mint mark to make another working die. Let's say the Denver Mint ran out of dies for the Lincoln Cent. They need a few more working dies to complete their run. They'll go grab dies from Philadelphia or San Francisco that still have life, and they will, resurface them and use them until they crap out. So in this case, they had to remove a mint mark to put another mint mark on, and it caused this effect. Now, a lot of these images are courtesy of Ken Potter. Ken Potter did submit a lot of these images for me to use. And then also Robert Lawson submitted some images for me to use. I'm going to get into a few of the misplaced mint mark varieties that you can find searching. Now, all of the misplaced mint mark varieties that you can find searching that I'm going to list for you are all in the 1956 D with the wheat cent. Now, 1956 is a great year for repunched mint marks, minor double dies, and just a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of really cool stuff with the 1956 D wheat cent. Well, first of all, what we are taking a look at is a 1956D. This is listed as mint mark -008. Now, there's a shadow D that is completely separate into the south of the primary mint mark. You can see it clear as day. There's clearly a secondary mint mark that is shadowed in directly beneath it. Now, if you do find one of these while searching, they typically sell in circulated condition anywhere from $5 up to $30. In an uncirculated condition, anywhere between $40 up to $140. And of course, more so for the nicer, higher graded examples. I have found a few of these while searching, so they are out there. You can find these. Okay, now we are going to take a look at RPM-018. Now this one is kind of similar to the first one. It's a partial secondary mint mark that can be seen separate and south of the primary mint mark. So once again, if you are looking at the primary mint mark, you will see down below it, shadowed in, partial secondary repunching. This example right here, if you were to find one of them in circulated condition, they tend to trade anywhere from $5 to $20. And in uncirculated condition, they trade anywhere from $25 to $50. Of course, more so for much nicer, higher graded examples. Okay, now we're going to take a look at one that has a little bit of controversy and also happens to be one of my absolute favorite OMMs and misplaced mint marks. It's all wrapped into one. This is a 1956D. It is listed as 1OM-001. This is listed as an overmint mark, but it is also a misplaced mint mark. This one shows a secondary S mint mark. It's a shadow S up in between the 1 and 9 of the date. This is supposed to be impossible because the Denver Mint 1956 never used any of the San Francisco's dyes. So there to be an S mint mark on it shouldn't exist. But then Chuck Daltrey from Copper Coins went and he did an overlay of it, and it appears to be, and the overlay matches up perfectly, of an inverted S mint mark. So clearly, somehow, an S mint mark did get punched into that working die. So it is a controversial one, and depending on the website, some websites such as Variety Vista no longer list this variety, when other websites such as Copper Coins and DoubleDie.com, like John Wexler's website, do list it. So it's up in the air. But if you do happen to find one of these, examples tend to trade in circulated conditions for between $5 to $30, and uncirculated examples can trade anywhere from $30 up to $100. I know myself, I once found in a coin shop, I cherry-picked a very nice Gem BU uncirculated example, which if you don't know what Gem BU means, it means it's typically right around an MS65 or better. This is not professionally graded, so it's more of a roundabout grade. But it was clearly a Gem BU, and I know I fetched $110 for it. I have found 3 of these over the years coin searching. These are one of my absolute favorite varieties. I think they are just really neat. It's really cool because it shouldn't exist, but it does. Okay, we are going to take a look at another one. This is a 1956D. This one is listed as RPM 016, RPM 16. Now, a secondary mint mark can be seen punched into the tail of the 9 of the date, which is just a very odd placement of a mint mark to begin with. If you were coin searching and you were only looking at the mint mark, you would definitely miss this variety. You'd have to look up at the 9 of the date. Now, examples on this one tend to trade for between $2 to $10 in circulated condition, and uncirculated examples tend to trade between $20 and $30, and of course, more so for much nicer, higher graded examples. Well, there you go. There are some misplaced mint mark varieties for you. We hope you enjoyed this video. We hope it gave you something else to look for while you are out coin searching or cherry picking or doing whatever it is that you do to find the error and variety coins of your choosing. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to help our channel, you can do so by hitting the thumbs up button. The more people hit the thumbs up button, the more people YouTube shares our content with. Also, by subscribing, the more you subscribe, the more it helps us out, and it'll also get you notifications of what we have going on much, much faster. You can also help our channel by leaving comments. The more interaction you have, the more and more it encourages YouTube yet again to share our content. If you have not been to our website, it is varietyerrors.com. We do have a lot of cool stuff going on over there. We recently just built a auction side of the website. Now, the only dealers that we are allowing to sell on our sales side are vetted dealers that are well known, so you will not be getting anything that are fake coins. You will not be getting anything overpriced or ripped off in any way. I only want the top of the top in there selling, so that's who we were getting. So definitely check that out here in a little bit. We do have people we've just added, and listings are starting to go up, but here soon it will be nice and full. So make sure you check that out. Now, if you'd like to find CoinOp on Facebook, you can do so by going to the CoinOp group on Facebook. It's a great place to learn about coins, talk about coins. Currently, we are over 3,800 members. We also do have a CoinOp sales group on Facebook. If you would like to sell coins or buy coins on Facebook, we do have a sales group, so check both of them out. I will post links to everything I talked about down below. And I'd also like to give a special thank you to Ken Potter for letting me use some of his images. If you have never met Ken Potter, he is just an absolute pleasant man. He has written many books in the coin world and has one heck of a reputation. And it's just an honest pleasure to be able to even talk to him about coins. So Ken Potter, thank you so much for letting me use your images. Once again, everyone, have fun searching.